Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. When Kay first asked me to speak at this event, I was a little confused. I could not understand why she would ask a transplanted Buckeye to speak before representatives from 3 ACC schools at a Sweet 16 event. I know people are serious about basketball here in North Carolina, but the Sweet 16 is at least a month away, I thought. I'm really glad we cleared things up before I tried to get up here and give this the old college try, which in my case would have meant winging it and heading up to the mountains for some snowboarding afterwards. Perfect timing for tonight's snow. My name is Mark Hanson. My beautiful wife and still the woman of my dreams, Jessica, is here with me. We are the proud parents of twin sensations Dominic and Annabelle, who are 9 months old as of today. Tonight, I'd like to talk about cystic fibrosis from a dad's perspective. I'll start by saying that I do try to find humor in a serious topic, so you're welcome to laugh, even if I'm not funny. There are times as a CF family that if we couldn't find a way to laugh, we would probably cry instead. While we could not control our genetics, we can try to control the spin on our story, so we work to stay positive as much as possible. Like many dads out there, I'm a football fan, and I think the game can be used as a metaphor for Jessica and my journey into parenthood and where our family finds itself at this stage. Don't worry, Jessica, I promise not to make any references to that city about 100 miles away from Cleveland, nor use any language that I may on rare occasions quietly mutter on game days. I do offer my apologies to those of you who may have been thrilled a few weeks ago when the season finally ended and thought you were free from football talk until fall. When we learned we were having twins, it was one of the most exciting moments of our lives. It was a time filled with hopes, dreams, and the promise of amazing seasons ahead. Jessica and I were blessed to have 2 first-round draft picks on the way. The day Dominic and Annabelle arrived was nothing short of miraculous. After so much eager anticipation, draft day was here. As you may have noticed in our video, we even had special onesies to mark the occasion. The first month of life was nothing short of incredible, as each day our little twins found new ways to touch our hearts and even teach us to enjoy the privilege of changing dirty diapers and partying outside their cribs all hours of the night. Then something happened. The Monday morning after Father's Day, we got the phone call. I'm sure several people in this room remember the precise second they received the same news that burned its way into memories and forever changed lives. Our baby Belle, our sweet, happy daughter, has something wrong. Annabelle has cystic fibrosis. One of our precious little number 1 draft picks unexpectedly just has been traded to a new team, and her future now was uncertain. Looking back, sure, we may have been able to connect the dots to foresee this. She wasn't gaining weight like her brother. The diapers didn't look quite right. But we were not aware of a family history involving any genetic diseases, let alone cystic fibrosis. Plus, they're not identical twins, so some differences were to be expected, right? Our premature babies had no major issues during our hospital stay, and we went home on schedule. Interestingly, Dominic, not Annabelle, did have a short stay in the NICU due to, of all things, respiratory concerns. I maintain the kid knew what he was doing and faked a little wheezing because he liked the nurses and wanted more individual attention, but that's another story. Back to Annabelle. How could she be the one with a disease that attacks her lungs when there were no signs, and why were we learning about it 1 month after our homecoming? Things simply did not add up in our minds, but no amount of reason would change the facts clearly presented on genetic markers and confirmed by sweat tests. Annabelle's new team requires her and others like her to fight for every breath and every calorie, every moment of every day. Caring for a daughter who sees an entire crew of medical practitioners monthly at a specialized clinic, who takes more than 20 pills a day so she can digest her food, who needs nutritional supplements like formula, oil, extra salt, and specially formulated vitamins, who can be hospitalized for what many know as the common cold, and who requires intensive respiratory therapies on a daily basis, wasn't what we expected on draft day. But for Annabelle's sake and our own, we had to adapt and get ready to do whatever it takes to help her play on. I am confident that Annabelle has the potential to take the ball and carry it far as a member of this new team. Part of the reason is that her lead blocker is a bruiser named Dominic who will be there to help clear her path. From day 1, he has led the way. If you don't believe me, ask Jessica. Additionally, what we'll call daily contact drills have made Annabelle tough. Let me ask you this. Would you want to go up against a young lady who can smile, look you in the eye, and tell you that her daddy literally beat the snot out of her on a daily basis from the time she was only 1 month old? Annabelle also has the equivalent of a phenomenal offensive line that she can rely upon. She has a care team at Brenner Children's Hospital and a highly motivated staff at our CF Foundation chapter, helping provide her with the protection she needs against a ruthless, ugly opponent. All of you genuinely care about Annabelle, and I must commend you on your thoroughness and even patience, no matter how many times I ask you the same questions or how many times I call on the phone. Annabelle also has everybody in this room. As advocates for CF patients and their families, you too are all part of that line, working tirelessly to push this disease back so that Annabelle and her teammates keep advancing down the field. Whether you're providing the treatments, developing the drugs, raising awareness, funding the fight, or playing some other role, make no mistake, you're getting the job done. Our family has hope because new drugs like Kalydeco are available and more are on the way. Dr. Carlson assured us that if Annabelle has to have CF, this was the time to have it. And we believe him. Patients are living longer, more fulfilling lives. Without CF advocates, the newborn screening test may not have become a required test in all 50 states. Annabelle's diagnosis was a nightmare, but newborn screening led to early interventions that very well may have saved her life already. Your hard work and generous support allows our family to approach most days with a first and 10 mindset instead of fourth and long when it comes to our Annabelle. Though, as a friend of mine used to caution in any game, there's a lot of football left to be played. Now is not the time to let up on our efforts. To reach our shared goal of a cure for CF will require all of us to keep fighting with grit and determination. I know we will, and I am confident that together, we will all be part of something special. What a day it will be when we can savor the champagne served during that locker room celebration after the big game is won, and CF stands for Cure Found. Tonight marks a Sweet 16 for Master Chefs. It is our family's first. For us, the moment is bittersweet. While we certainly would prefer not to be a CF family, I can say that it comforts and encourages us to know that all of you are on our side. Before I go, I humbly ask that you keep this in mind during the bid for the cure. What you do during this Sweet 16 event will help ensure that Annabelle Hanson will one day celebrate hers. We welcome you to join us now, and let's raise a little bell. Thank you.